Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Catherine and today's video is going to be a November reseller recap where we go over all of my numbers for November as a reseller. So if that is something you want to watch, then please stick around. So as the title might suggest, we are going to be recapping all of my reselling numbers, which includes total sales, cost of goods, profits. We're going to go from the lowest profits to the highest profits and just kind of review the month of November as a reseller. So I do resell on multiple different platforms. Primarily, I resell on Poshmark. I also dabble in eBay, Mercari, Depop. Tradesy is no longer a thing. I think it's Vistair now. Haven't made any sales since they switched. Facebook Marketplace. Where else? I feel like there's somewhere else, but I can't remember. Anyways, so I have my handy dandy little notes right here. So if you saw my October reseller recap, which I will link it up above in the corner, I did quite well during October, and why I did so well is because I was running a whole month-long sale, really trying to encourage bundles, try to get rid of a lot of inventory, purge it, all that kind of stuff. So what I've historically seen is that when you do, at least for me, I should say, I've noticed that when I do really well one month, I do really poorly the next month. It's almost like I've run my course on the algorithm, and they're like, okay, you've had enough for a month, so we're gonna tone it down a little bit. So it was drastically different. So just to get into some of the numbers so you can see the difference. So I only had a total sales of $352.83. My cost of goods of all that was $90.61, leaving me a total profit of $262.15. Sorry, that's $262.22. We must add that extra 7 cents. It really does matter this month. And basically this is making it one of the probably worst reselling months since I started getting serious with reselling, which was 2017, something like that. So this is really big dip. And to be honest, December is looking even worse, but we'll wait until January to talk about that because we still have another week and a half. So total items sold was 15 items. I sold 1 on eBay, 1 on Depop, 2 on Mercari, and the rest, 11 of them on Poshmark. I do try to do my best to sell a wide, what am I trying to say? I like to sell on all platforms, but usually Poshmark is my my biggest contender. So looking at some of the averages, my average cost of goods was $6.04. The average listing price was about $30.09, and then the profit per item was about $17.48. So it's always kind of nice to know where your range is. So when you are going, thrifting or wherever you're sourcing from, you can kind of gauge, on average, I'm going to spend about $6. I'm going to list it for about $30. I'm going to profit about $17, so it's nice to know. So let's go into my lowest profitable sales, if you will. I did run a sale. I want to say, when did I do it? I can't remember if it was like in the middle of the month or at the beginning of the month. I don't know when it was. You can tell November has just been like a long and short month all at the same time. Basically, I think I did, like, everything was $25. No matter what, it was $25. So with the expectation that I was probably going to sell higher dollar items, which I didn't. I only sold 1 item, and this is the item. I'm going to put all the pictures up here. I sold the Stanley Cantina in collaboration with Pendleton. My cost of goods was quite high. It was $24. I had actually picked it up at Costco because I saw that they were selling them. I saw that they were in the market around $75, like resale value. clearly I had a lot of interest on it, but nobody bit the bullet. So yes, that sold within the sale for $25. And if you know how all of the fees work on Poshmark, that basically profited me negative $4. So starting off strong, I'm already in the negative. But it did take 63 days to sell, and it was the first time listing. So if you're new to these reseller recaps, I do like to include how long it sold for and how many times I've relisted it. I'm getting to the point where I've relisted stuff enough times within my Excel sheet, I color code it, that they are going into a separate Excel sheet, and literally I have it labeled things I need to get rid of. So I'll be sharing more about that. So the next item was a cloth and stone plaid cropped swing top. My cost of goods was $2.99. It sold on Poshmark for $18. So I profited $9.69. I'm pretty sure there was a shipping discount in there as well. This was the fourth time of listing it, and it took 118 days within that fourth time of relisting it. So if I would have listed that one more time, the fifth time, then that would have gone on to my things need to go list. I try to relist things about every 3-ish months to keep it, fresh. So this is my first time that I'm actually moving stuff over into that additional list of things need to go. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be doing with that yet. If I might be going into Whatnot. I might try Poshmark live shows. I don't know. Let me know down below. Have you tried either one of those? Have they been successful for you? I might just send everything off to Plato's or Buffalo or something like that and literally just be done with it. Anyways, my next item was a Young, Fabulous, and Broke Delana chambray dress. The cost of goods was $30, and it was higher because I purchased it at TJ Maxx. I originally was going to wear it myself, but then realized that I wasn't going to wear it. So it didn't pass a declutter of my clothes. So off to Poshmark it went. It did sell for $50. I think that was on an offer. So I only profited $10. I did list it 3 times, and it sold 56 days within that relisting time. The next item was a Torrid Curves black lace bra. My cost of goods was $2. I sold it on Poshmark for $18. I profited $10.68. I did actually put in there that I had a shipping discount for it. It sold 81 days into the second time of relisting it. And then my last item was a Starbucks Pike Place mug, which I paid $3 for. It sold on Mercari for $18, so I profited $12.18, and it sold 132 days within the first time of relisting it. So now let's hop over into the highest grossing, I shouldn't say highest grossing, highest profitable sales. Yes, highest profitable sales. So the first one is a Guns N' Roses graphic tee. Cost of goods was $3. I actually sold it on Depop for $23.21. I'm pretty sure I sold it more than that, but that's my cut of Depop. I'm pretty sure. I wrote that out like a long time ago, so I'm like trying to remember. So I profited $20.21. It sold 117 days in the first time of relisting it, even had a flaw on the back. So that's always great when you're able to sell stuff that has flaws for relatively high money. My next item was this Boca Vega leather, like faux leather skirt, really pretty skirt, kind of the asymmetrical hem. I loved the color of it. It was so awesome. I only paid $1 for it, I think at a Buffalo Exchange Dollar Day. I sold it on Poshmark for $29, so I profited $22.20 on that. It sold 55 days into the third time relisting it. I was new to the Boca Vega, I think. I can't even read my own handwriting. I think it's just Boca is the brand, and I'm Boca vegan leather skirt. Y'all, it's been a long day. So I was unfamiliar with the Boca, but I thought it was so pretty. It didn't sell as quickly as I thought it would. If you know any information about Boca, let me know down below. I wasn't sure. It might have been like a Amazon brand, something like that. Who knows? So my next item actually got a lot of traction in all of my platforms that I had it on, and this was an Abercrombie and Fitch navy utility jacket. This was my husband's jacket that he purchased forever ago. It was on the kind of, I don't think it was necessarily vintage, but it definitely was kind of like not past Y2K, what are the 2010s. I'm sure there's a name for it. I can't remember what it is. Bought it in that time. So my cost of goods was $0 because it was from a personal closet. It sold on Mercari for $27. I think I could have gotten more than that, but again, I was kind of in the mindset of just get it out of my house, give me your money, we'll be good. So with that, I profited $23.02. It sold 28 days within the first time listing it. My next item was this really pretty pair of Saludos embroidered flats. My cost of goods was $1.99, sold on Poshmark for $35, so I profited $24.29. They sold 31 days within the third time of relisting it. And then the last single sale was this pair of Miss Me Fleur de Lis bootcut jeans. My cost of goods was $5.99, sold on Poshmark for $47, so I profited $29.89, and I sold 127 days within the first time of relisting it. So I've noticed that bundles are harder and harder to come by these days, organically or naturally, and not like really trying to promote bundles. Like a lot of my sales include like 2 for whatever, 3 for whatever, just to kind of maximize the number of items that are going out of my closet. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, and again with the algorithm, but I only sold one bundle this month, and it was a Calvin Klein like hooded trench coat, really pretty for this season, a Tahari ribbed sweater, kind of tunic sweater, and then a Maeve from Anthropologie button down that kind of like tied in the front. So my cost of goods was $9.59. It sold on Poshmark for $110, so I profited $76.69. So I was quite happy about that, especially since it was such a slow month. So I will take it. So kind of my notes, I always give myself notes for the month, which this will probably spill into December as well. Just this time of year, I really don't have any motivation. I'm kind of questioning my reselling ability. Feel like everything is disorganized and I don't know where to start. And so, October I was like, yes, let's do it. Let's purge everything. And then November rolls around, and then that motivation kind of just like stops. So I share in a lot of my videos that I'm a mental health therapist. And so this time of year is quite busy. If you can imagine, a lot of holidays surrounding family gatherings and family dynamics and crises and all that kind of stuff. So my day job has been keeping me quite busy, physically and mentally. So I just didn't really have any motivation. I did draft up a lot of stuff during October because I was really just focused on purging and not necessarily listing stuff. So I was hoping that would kind of roll over into November. I was like, okay, fresh start. We're relisting new stuff every single day. And it worked for like a little while, but then it just kind of stopped. Also, my other note is, because this is, Q4 for taxes and whatnot, and, this time of year, people are looking for new with tag stuff. And even though I have new with tag stuff, my closet is not primarily that. It is primarily thrifted clothing. And we are still not in a day and age where it is acceptable to buy secondhand stuff for Christmas. And I will blame myself for that too. I don't really give a lot of secondhand gifts. I'm gonna propose it to my family though this year, that next year we start doing secondhand gifts or just no gifts in general. It was actually kind of hard to come up with a Christmas list because fortunately enough, I'm in a position where, you know, if it's something that I truly want, then I will find a way for myself to get it and I don't have to ask other people to get it. So it kind of leaves this like, well, I mean, this would be cool to have, but I don't necessarily need it. So I do, very fortunate for that. But I would like to kind of propose to my family that maybe we start doing secondhand Christmas. Yeah, so I will be a proponent of that. And let me know below, like, how do you handle like your, I should say holidays, be more inclusive, your holidays with family, you know, is it acceptable within your family or your group of friends or whoever you share these holidays with? Do you have the expectation of new things or secondhand things or experiences, whatever that may be? So I'd love to hear all of your ideas below. But with that, that is my November reseller recap, and it was abysmal. And December is looking even worse. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see. I need to make some sort of major change, and with how things are going, and I'll probably touch on this next month as well, just with like the new Posh Live shows. I don't know if it's just like kind of killing traditional reselling just because it's like such immediate gratification or what it may be, that's kind of like throwing the whole algorithm off. You know, typically I like to, when they introduce new things to the app, I always notice that things kind of get a little bit shaky for a little bit, but then they'll even out. So I'm like kind of waiting to see if it will even out or not. Who knows? I'm in that point of like, do I want to resell anymore? I don't know. So am I alone in this? You tell me your thoughts down below if you sell on Poshmark or like Whatnot or something like that, or just reselling in general. Like, how has your reselling been? I'd love to hear it all below. We can either commiserate or we can lift each other up, whatever mood that you're in at that time. So with that, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch. Please make sure that you like this video if you like this content. I also do, so not only am I a reseller, but I'm a huge lover of makeup and beauty. So this look, although very simple, it is all of the products minus the lip, but I will include the lip in the links below are in my December Shop My Stash, which I will link up in the corner as well. And then obviously I like to do makeup content. So if you like reselling, you like makeup, then this is the place for you. I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel. I appreciate you watching. And with that, I will see you in my next video.